Hello and greetings, life forms and beings. My name is Lucas. I am the host of The Good Vibes Always Win, and Good Vibes is victory overall. I am your messenger as well, of positivity and rejuvenation. Well, I've been thinking recently that during the latest events and occurrences in the world, that we are all being basically not just manipulated, but also kept in constant fear. So they call it the news, yet the only thing that they so-called report are disasters, killings, and feats of terror and anger and sadness and depression, and keeping people apart and not letting others be accepting of other cultures and backgrounds and learning from each other. Uh, why do they call this the news? And they call it that it's preparing for what's ahead. Yet anything that's positive, anything that actually benefits us, not just individually, but as a people, as a culture, as together, but yet also with other cultures and other people around the world, and putting false stories and manipulations and everything into our heads as they claim is fact. However, there's no proof in that, and it's always making us drift more and more apart and creating stimulations and thoughts and rumors that people believe, yet there's no basis, there's no fact behind it. There's nothing. Because if you actually talk to the people, you talk to the other cultures, you talk to whoever's on the other side, yeah, it's vice versa. They're being told everything that's that they're wrong and they're at fault or this or that. Yet they're creating more and more negativity. Yet when I personally stopped watching the news and all those reportings several years ago, and come to find out, my life, not just individually, but my daily life, my daily thinking, my everything about me, becoming more positive and more open and willing to learn. And I actually sympathize and empathize for the other people, the other cultures, the other communities who are around the world are falsely accused of this or that, yet just because they have a different belief or ritual or way of life that they have, and it's also been part of their culture, part of their upbringing, their everything for hundreds, thousands, millions of years, and yet we're all being told individually to not go there or not talk to those people, this, that. Well, don't listen to those people. Whoever tells you that, don't listen to them. Don't give any of your energy nor attention to them. Just turn the other way and go and explore for yourself. Go learn. It's always amazing of what you can learn, what I can learn, whoever. Learning and knowledge is the real value, the real amount of, hey, this is possible. Everything's possible, actually, because what you're told is impossible, yet when you believe it is possible and you go ahead and do it anyways, or you say that anyways, And what ends up happening is, yeah, you just made it possible. You just made it happen. And everyone that else that doubted you and this and that you paid no mind to, you paid no attention to, that they say, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I didn't know that was possible." Well, it's because they're stuck in constant doubt, constant fear, constant self assurance that, oh, just because I can't do that and I'm not able to say or believe that or whatever, that no one can. Well, just because someone else is able to, that I'm not able to do that or say that yet, doesn't mean that it is going to happen. It will happen. And I can say that. I can do that. Because we say that, and we all believe that money and currency and this and that and all the materials are valuable, yet nothing ever holds that value. It always goes up, down, or down, 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 or up, up, whatever. It always fluctuates, always varies. Yet there's no constant, steady value. So, but there is one thing that has always held its value through all of existence, beyond human lifetimes, beyond everything. And that is knowledge. And it's also learning. So, yeah, even though the material things that they say, oh, this will hold value, or this will, no. Yeah, because think of it this way. Yes, we all pass away. We all die. As I die in air quotes, because our soul, our spirit, will always live and move on, and our body, our physical shell that hosts as a vessel for our spirit, decays, will eventually decay, and anything that we adorn ourselves with during our funerals or processions or rituals, well, that all returns to earth. It goes back to natural elements. However, our spirits and our energies, our life, our souls move on, yet and move on and flourish. But all those material things that they say that hold value, well, those just decay back to the earth. So, if they say it holds value, well, why does that so-called value fluctuate, goes up, goes down, and nothing is ever the same? It's one thing after another. And one thing comes out, or this or that, you get it, but then as soon as you get it, it's obsolete, it's gone, it's not valid. So why do we even do this? Why do we even destroy Earth and its natural resources for basically anything like that we have now that will just eventually be going back into the earth? And yeah, it's good, it's useful for some practical reasons, but yet when something new comes out or something changes about it to make it upgrade or better, whatever you just buy or what you just had is so-called worthless. You can't sell it back for anything. You can't get your refund or this or that. We're all being told that if you know something, you have knowledge, whether it be of a skill set or whatever it may be, to our knowledge of or from another dimension, another realm, planetary system, wherever it may be from. We're always told that we're wrong, we're crazy, we're not right, even though every time we say it, we can prove it right then and there, and no one ever believes us. Well, because we've all been basically brainwashed. If you have any doubts, if you have any concerns or whatever it may be, just go ahead and learn. Do your research, do your investigation, whatever it may be, so that you can get the facts, you can get the proof, and that way you'll know if it's legit or if it's right or whatever you had concerns or intuition about that yes, you were right, and it's been proven that you've been right because there's been tests and studies already on it that confirms what you thought or denies or whatever it may be. However, we're all told that we're crazy. We're all told insane. It's not true. Well, plus, yeah, you want to do something, or you're in a community or an organization or whatever it may be, that we all want change to happen. We all want positive change to happen. But yet, that phrase, that saying, if you want change, change starts with you. But why do we always go to our so-called local officials and politicians and them and that? Well, and then we find out after not being told or suggested or hinted at for months or years on end that nothing ever happened. Nothing ever did it. No one ever did anything. It was never brought up. Well, the thing is, we don't need governments. We don't need politicians at all. Period. Because what they're actually doing is they're only getting paid to just basically listen to your issues or problems, but then they say, "Oh, we'll bring it up or this or that. We'll try to get in on the schedule or the agenda. It may not be now or whenever. No guarantees." But yet, what really ends up happening with every single piece of it from anyone is that, yeah, they go to the meetings and councils and whatever, but yet nothing ever ends up happening. No one ever does anything other than just sit there and argue, sit there and talk about it, but then they just talk about it, or they don't bring it up at all, or they just dismiss it as, oh, this is that blah blah, and we don't need to do it because it's not important. Well, even though it most likely is, and it's a huge concern or whatever it may be to the public and everyone, but yet and liability issues and people could lose their lives and all these things do happen because what do we all do? We voice our concerns, yes, we voice our opinions, but then we ask them, the politicians and representatives, to bring it up or talk about it. However, that's the only thing they do. They talk about it. They argue about it. But then days, weeks, months, years, decades, if at all, go by. But every single time that anything brought up to those representatives, those politicians, that we say, hey, can you bring these up? Can you put it on agenda or whatever to bring it up as an issue that's happening? They say, yeah, sure, yeah. Just get to my secretary or whoever. But what is it really going on? Every single politician, every single representative, every government official, pretty much, that has a so-called representative status, even the town and city and state, well, they don't talk about it. Yeah, they may hint at it, bring it up, but they don't actually talk about it. They don't give what the people are concerned about. So, why do we have governments? Why do we have representatives? Why do we have any of these ruling over us? Yet, but then we say, we'll elect this person, because they're going to be better, or they say they're going to be better. However, yeah, they say they're going to be better. They say they're going to do things put things in action. However, what ends up happening, that's all they did. That's all they did. They said they'll do it, but they don't. They never have, never will. Because that's not on their personal own agenda. That's not what they personally want. Think of it like this. So I'll give you an example. So to better explain what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I have some plan. So I'll give you like a fictionalized example, but directly ties into what I'm talking about, because it's basically the same thing, but different situation. Okay, so let's give an example. So let's say I want to build a shed for storage on my property. So I go to the local official or whoever, say, hey, do I have enough land? Do I have enough space to build this shed for storage? And they say, oh, we'll get back to you on that. But then you wait some few days, few weeks, months, years, or even it'll never happen. But then you call or go in and say, hey, I asked about this several weeks ago, or several months ago, or several years ago, and you said you'd get back to me. However, no one ever did. I tried calling, I tried going in, being polite, respectful, but yet no one answered my question, and everyone looked at me as if I never said a thing, as it never happened. But yet it clearly did, and I do have proof, evidence that yes, I did do that, and I'm still waiting on a so-called approval or whatever it may be. But then they still don't do anything about it. So, but yet you have the materials, you have the finances, you have that enough plot of land to do that, to build that, and you already have that installation building company contractor still waiting, and you're paying them and you're paying them to keep you on that list for to be a customer. So you're wasting your money, your time, waiting for someone else to make a decision for you. You get what I'm saying? So just like with any politics, any representatives, any town, city, state, even federal. We don't need them. We don't need to go ask for permission. We don't need to go say, hey, can you bring this up or this, that, this huge event or this crisis that's happening. We need help with this, that. However, we can help each other without basically demolishing ourselves and basically eliminating ourselves, waiting on some decision making or argument to be done about something else. Then yeah. And the thing is, with money, yeah, we always say we need money, but yet to get those resources or to get this or that, but there's no value. There's no value. Because the value, so-called value of money and currency, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time, what era, the value goes up, it can go down. It can stay steady, or it can just completely just wipe itself out. And yet, here we are as humans, living on Earth with abundance of resources, yet we think we need to pay for them. We need to, and all this. Well, how do you think our ancestors and people and civilization and people before these modern times, what did they do? How did they do? How did they get resources? How did they live, survive? They didn't have money. They didn't have currency. They didn't have values for this and that. So, if you think you need to survive with you need money or you need this to survive, well, scientifically proven, 24/7 that yeah, humans and animals and nature don't need money or currency or politics to survive. Scientifically proven, medically proven. Why are we being told? Why are we being brainwashed saying, oh, you need money to survive? But yet, do we? Think about it. The scientifically proven that for any human to survive at all is nutrients from food, drink, shelter, and community with people and agriculture. So why are we being told that, oh, you need this, and this to survive? However, that's not what humans can survive or need to survive. It's not. You don't need to survive. We can all flourish. We can all be together without those things. Yes, we still need food. We still need nutrients. We still need each other to connect with and to learn from and basically further ourselves, to better ourselves, our communities, our world, our existence. Even not just this generation, not just this life, but for all the generations to come that have yet to come. So why are we all being materialistic and always saying, oh, we need this and this to survive, yet it's not true. It's not true. Oh, we need to talk to this and this person to make this happen. To see if to ask them if they can do something about it. Yet, all they do is just talk and argue about it, but nothing ever gets done. But if we ourselves, we want change to happen. We want to better ourselves. We want to better our communities. We want to better our country, our world. Yet, with all these false things that we've been told that are not actually scientifically proven that we need, why are we still going for it? Why are we still trying to achieve that when we all know, we all experienced, we all learned that, and we all have basically studied that, all these things that we've been told and so-called taught that we need for survival to bring us together never happens. We don't need it. It's not essential. It's not our own free will. Because why, with our own individual free will, why are we forced to ask permission to say or do something, whatever it is, wherever it is, when it's according to our own free will, our own freedom of choice, our own freedom of will? So why are we asking permission to say or do something when that in itself is a crime against humanity? That's what governments, politicians, whatever, that's what they impose on us. Why do we do all these things? Why do we ask permission? Why? Think about it. Ask about it. Ask others about it. What they think. What their opinion is. And you'll be surprised that, we don't need... No one needs governments. No one needs politicians. We don't need money. We don't need all these things. Because all that's doing is tearing us apart. Not just cultures, not just communities, countries, peoples, even families, even households. We're being torn apart. Every person for themselves. That's what we're all being forced into. If we don't think for ourselves, and we don't act according to our own intuition and our own free will, well, we are all being forced into a corner. We're all being forced against our own free will, our own selves, our own betterment, our own progress. So I'll leave you with this today. Progress is only made with a collective attunement and harmonization. Nothing is done, nothing happens when you talk about it, when you just talk about it. Words don't make anything happen, yet actions do. Why ask for permission when we can all just do it anyways? We're being forced to not have any progress. We're all being corralled, like zombified cattle who only follow the scent of fresh grass and hay and straw into a nicely put together pen where all spirit, all intuition, everyone that is right and they speak up are slaughtered, killed off, and then denied of what happened or why. And it's a big mystery because actually isn't a big mystery because when we open our eyes, we think about it. That's what we're all being put into. We ourselves are the cattle. The unfortunately zombified cattle, brainwashed, and our representatives and politicians and governments, no matter what country, are hiding the truth from us. They want us to keep silent, to not think for ourselves, to not have our own free will. They don't want us to progress. But yet, we all know, we all have experience, and we all know, and we want progress. We want change to happen. Yes, inclusion of all cultures, all races, everyone. Not kept away from our families. Not deported to another country. When we want to learn about something, why is it called banned or hidden, and also told that, oh, it never existed, even though not just ourselves but other people and former generations, they've seen it, they've had it in their hands, but yet we're told and so-called person, oh, it's not available, or it never existed. However, there's always proof that those accusations are wrong, and they're only cover-ups to keep ourselves from progress, to keep everyone away from everyone for themselves. Governments and politicians, they don't care about what's happening to the people. In fact, no one needs a government, because especially here in the United States, that for the Constitution, it clearly states and reads that we, the people, created this country. The country is formed by the people, for the people. So that in turn means that we don't need representatives. We don't need these politicians. We don't need the so-called oversight and making decisions for us. The country are the people. So when we say that when we say the country is made of the people, we, the people, have the power. We should have the power individually to make our own choice, our own decisions. Whatever we want, our desire, our intent, our own, we alone and collectively should automatically be doing this. But yet we are put in fear to not do this. or not say that because, oh, it's immoral, or it's wrong, or it's not socially acceptable. However, if you individually want to do that or say something, but then you're told that, oh, it's not moral, it's not right, or it's not socially acceptable, and anytime we say or do something that we told that, but then when we say or do that, whatever it is, even when it's for the people, it's for the benefit of others to progress and be happy, successful, and it actually helps others out. But then we're told we're wrong, and we're basically hunted down by the law enforcement, put in jails, and detained, and this and that. Well, and we're talking we're all bad people just because we made one mistake, or we didn't pay attention to one little detail, and we're told we're bad people, and that all these things. We are all being brainwashed. We're all being forced against our own individual free will. So I encourage everyone, everywhere, to speak up, to tell the governments, tell representatives, tell everyone that governments and representatives should never have existed. Money should never have existed. Because we can all get our own resources. We can all do all these things to survive. And we don't need to pay for it. Because if I have something that someone else may need, and they have something that I may need for whatever reason, let's, for example, so I may have some chopped up firewood that I was going to put to use for my campfire, and someone else needs that because some of that because of they want to use it for their campfire to feed their family, or and so I have something that they need. I have some extra firewood that they need, and they all they have, for example, like a corn on the cob, something to eat, and I don't have anything to eat. So they have some food, and I have firewood. So I have firewood, and they need firewood. They have some food, and I need some food to survive. So what do I do? I ask if we can trade resources, because we both have what each other needs. So when we trade, what I need something and they need something, and so I trade the firewood to them because they need it, and they trade me a corn on the cob so that so I can have some food that I need. And was there any money involved? Did anyone suffer? Was anyone self-centered or egotistical or whatever? No. Because we each had something the other person needed. And then we traded the resources. So I got what I needed, and they got what they needed. and we both benefit. We both helped each other out. We helped each other out. We can socialize. We can learn from each other, and whatever maybe we got. And if we stay calm and collected and respectful, we can become friends. We can become connected. Because it all started with trading resources, with no money or currency involved. And when we help each other out, so-called money involved or not, when we help each other out, no matter what it is, where it is, we help each other out, and we don't ask for anything in return. That's when real connections, real possibilities, real doors to open to better ourselves and others as well. So just like when you take the smallest pebble, you toss it into let's say you're near a lake and you're on the docks. And you have a very small pebble. You throw it into the lake, and it goes in. It creates ripple effects. These ripples. That's the same concept, but it's more widespread. It's spread faster, and so, for example, I saw someone that needed some help. For example, I was at the grocery store a few days ago. I saw that a woman who is later in her years her health is not in very good condition at that time, and she was struggling to put the groceries that she just bought into her car. And so I walked over there and asked, "Hey, excuse me, ma'am. Would you like any help? Like any help putting those groceries into your vehicle? And I'll also take the shopping cart for you, so that you don't have to worry about it. It's out of your way." And she said, "Yes, sure." And I asked her, because this is your car. Where do you want me to place each grocery bag? So she needed help to lift and put the groceries into her car, and I offered to help her, and so I helped her, and respectfully and calmly and kindly, even though I had my groceries in my car. It was really warm out, and my car was in direct sunlight, and I had stuff that need to be going into the refrigerator and freezer, but I chose to help someone out. I saw someone who is struggling, and and there are also other people around that a lot of people, even little children, that say that looked at me and smiled, and even their some of the parents, the older siblings, and other fellow adults that they smiled and then looked away real quick as soon as I looked up to glance around. When I was done putting the groceries down into her car, and you still see that even though you've helped someone out that's in need, that even though you have something to do, or you need to get somewhere, that you took your own time, you took your energy to help someone else out. When other people around or not, it's always good to help. And even when there's other people around that, they see you helping, they see you and hear you being respectful and kind, even though you didn't really so-called need to, but me, I wanted to help, because it's not, when you help someone, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not what you get out of it. It's about them. You're helping them, whoever they are, because they need help with something specific, or they're trying to help need help to figure something out. And you may have the skill set or whatever it is to help them, learn, to help them grow, to help them move on, whatever it may be, and even to just be there for them. So even at that moment that you're helping them, and you're not thinking about, you don't even have a hint of a thought of what's in it for me, because you're having really good emotions and intent, and you're helping someone that's in need. And especially when other people around you see this, a lot of times, yes, that they'll smile and give you a thumbs up, or wave or whatever. Yeah, just smile and wave back. And unfortunately, there's still some people out there that they'll look at you with complete disgust, as in, oh, you should only take care of yourself, and this and that. Well, not everyone is open to helping others. Not everyone is open to that. Not yet, because once all the governments and representatives and people that are keeping us trapped and keep us dulled down and basically keep hidden, and we're all forced to be kept in fear. Yet we all have individual choices that to not listen to all this fear, all this negativity. We individually have a choice. We all have a choice about everything, anywhere. We all have a choice, individual choice, to listen or pay any attention to all of this negativity, and to basically feed that negativity, to feed all this this control and fear that's being forced upon us. We can give our attention and continue that, and always end up basically punishing us and keeping us in fear and doubt and in the dark. We can choose to feed that, all of that, by paying attention to it, or we can make the choice to not pay any attention to it, not paying attention to the so-called news, and pay any attention whatsoever to politics and governments and all this and that. Don't give them any of your attention. Not even to hear them listen to in the distance. Because once you stop doing that, you made the choice to stop doing paying attention to any of that negativity. Your life and other people's lives around you that do the same thing. We all realize that, wow, since I stopped paying attention to all this negativity that I've been contributing into them making all of us in fear and doubt. They're forcing us into fear and doubt to follow them. But the only thing we're doing is following them, being controlled by them, the governments and politicians, representatives, we're only destroying ourselves. That's where they get their pleasure, from feeding us negativity, feeding us all this fear and doubt, and locking us in there, throwing away the key, and then closing the outer shell door, and basically burning everything in sand and rock, and then blowing up the entrance. And we're stuck in there forever. That's what politicians, governments, representatives are. That's all their agenda is. To control all of us. They don't want anyone to be right. They don't want to admit that they're wrong. Because they don't want us to have our freedom. Because whatever we say and do is up to us individually. Because I'm not able to make your decisions. I can't speak for you. And it goes same thing from you to me. And to anyone else. I can only control my voice, my words, my actions. And I have full control over myself. I don't have control over anyone else. That's always been like that, always will be. So why are we all trying to do that? To control others, to our so-called expectations. We're trying to control them, but yet we keep trying and trying and trying, but we're not able to. We get frustrated, we get stressed, we get anxiety, we get all these negative emotions, this negativity. But when you are in a negative mood, or you're thinking something that's negative, and you're going about your day, that all these negative things are happening to you and around you. What your mood is, what you're thinking about, what your emotions are, if you're thinking about something negative, then what you see and do that you see is outside of you is a reflection of what we are thinking or perceiving or visualizing. So if I'm thinking something about something negative, bad mood, and my daily life or whatever it may be, or if I'm just resting, relaxing, that a lot of negative things are happening one after another. But then when I having positive thoughts, positive mindset, and optimism and everything positive, that everything immediately changes. And it goes a lot smoother. Even in my daily life, or when you're out and about, you're in a good mood, and you see some of your friends, or your family, or you met a new friend, a new person, and you became friends. And you clicked, and you really you clicked, and you have so much interest in things that you didn't even know, and got along like almost basically immediately. You're getting along and you became best friends. Well, you can attribute that and thank that to positive mindset, positive way thinking, positive everything. So when you're negative, thinking anything that's negative, thinking or saying or in a negative mood without saying anything, all these downfalls, all these pitfalls, all these negative things that's happening are a reflection of whatever negativity that you may be saying or feeling or even thinking. So always think positive, be helpful, be kind to each other. You don't need to ask for government permission. You don't need to ask for representative permission. You don't need to don't tell them anything, because to make any change, because they're not going to. There's no change going to happen. So if we all want change, we all have the similar goal outcome for this positive change for the community or for the country or culture. We need to band together, not go to them, not go to the government, not go to their representatives, not just band together and make that change happen. Because we don't need them. We don't need the government. We don't need politicians. We don't need representatives. Because the only thing that they do is just talk and argue about it. About anything and everything. They don't make anything happen. So, if you want positive change starts with you and other collective mindsets and people that to learn from, to talk to be together with. We can all make change. We can all make positive change together without governments, politicians, representatives. We can all make change happen. We can all bring each other together, learn from each other, learn from our different cultures, and we may have similarities. We may not have similarities, but we can learn from each other, directly from each other. There's no fear in that. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't need to pay for it. We don't need to pay to learn. Because even when you're just out and about or whatever, you see something and you hear about something, and you're learning. Did you pay to learn about that? Or did you pay to hear about that? No. Did you pay to see that? To learn it? To touch, feel it, whatever? To learn about it? No. Did you pay to even think about it? No. So, and all our daily functions, as in for eating, drinking, get some water, whatever, moving around. Why do we pay for it when we're doing it anyways? When it benefits us and we're doing it anyways, and we don't need to pay for it. Just like with nature and resources. Why are we choosing to go get paid for our services, or get paid for work, when we're creating more money, creating more so-called paper money and currency from the natural resources that we have? We're wasting on money and currency, even digitally. We don't need any of money and currency. Not physical money, paper money, coins, materials like that, the gold, silver. None of that holds its value. Because the more that is presented to us, the more we have of that, the less earth and resources that we have to survive as a whole species, as humans. It's not just us. It's our next generations, our and also the animals in nature. That's their home. Why are we destroying it unnecessarily? Why? We all say that we want to become one with nature again. We want to rejoin nature. We want to conserve nature. But yet, with all these signs and posters and material things, even clothing. Yeah, even pants. Pants, clothing. Even shoes, rubber, clothing. Where does it all come from? Where do the raw materials and resources come from? It comes from nature. Where does anything come from? All of these resources, metals, fabrics. Where does it all come from? It comes from nature. Yet, we all say, oh, we need more of clothing. Oh, we need to have this, have that. But yet, we don't consider that, we don't think about hey, do we actually want it? Or do we actually need it right now to survive? As in this very moment, do we need that material thing that basically wasted natural resources? Do we actually need it in this moment right now? Do we need it to survive? Am I going to die right now without it? The answer is no. We're all basically just unnecessarily wasting resources. We are all destroying ourselves. And we blame it on the companies. We blame it on the mills. We blame it on this and that. Yet we are all blaming them. Yet we are all, we're blaming them for destroying everything. However, we allowed them to set up our operation. We allowed them to start those operations to begin with. We can all just easily just shut them down. Basically, just demolish them, shut them down. Put all the resources back into the earth. Easy, is that done? Yes, it will take time for nature and everything to rejuvenate, to grow again, but it won't be demolished. It won't be gone forever, because that's what we're all encouraging to do. Yeah, we don't think about it because we've done it for so long that all these so-called materials, this and that, well, that we don't actually need to survive unless you're in a climate that are part of the world that, yes, you need that to survive, to stay warm or whatever. However, anywhere else, even just out and about, we don't actually need it. We're just wasting resources. We're destroying resources unnecessarily. If you don't need it, if you can live without it, if you're not, because I'm not gonna, so if I take this off, yeah, I'm not gonna die right now. I'm fine, I can survive. So why do I say that I need it when it's not exactly necessary at this point, at this moment, for survival? If I'm still gonna be alive anyways, why are we forced to have it? So-called forced to have it when we don't actually need it. Why? We all say we don't want to save the earth. We all say that we want to conserve nature. But yet, why don't we individually and collectively take action? We don't need to ask permission to, oh, can we do this protest or this or that when and rally, but yet ask permission to do it. Like, really? We all want change. We just need to come together collectively and just put the actions in. We don't need to ask permission to make all this change. We come together as one. Together. We help each other out. We come together to learn from each other. Come together to make change. We don't need to ask permission to make change. We don't need to ask permission to say or do anything. Because if anyone tries to stop you, all they're doing is immediately and fully and knowingly committing a crime against humanity itself. Yet, no one says anything. No one wants to do anything about it because they're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to make it known. There's nothing to be afraid of. Speak your mind. Speak what you want to say. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. And doesn't matter what vocabulary, what language you use. No matter if it's a word in the dictionary, no matter what dictionary, from the ancient past to the historical past to now, future, handwritten, whatever. If it's a word in any dictionary, and during the human race itself, existence, it's not a bad word. It's not a bad phrase. It's not negative. If it's a word in any dictionary whatsoever, no matter what dictionary it is, no matter what the source it is, it's there to be used in any context. Yeah, even whenever it's not in a dictionary, and it's just a form of expression. It may not be a so-called real word. You're expressing yourself. You're trying to put your emotion or passion, whatever it is, to communicate. So why do we call that offensive? Why do we call that immoral? So I encourage everyone to speak their mind, to speak up, come together, share your voice, share your actions. Whatever you have that you want to, that you know, and you want to share. There's no need to fear about who's gonna say what's gonna be happen to me, or who's gonna say what, or what are they gonna think about me. Just say or do it anyways, because there's no need for fear. The only thing to fear is fear itself. That quote is actually true. It's not just a quote. It's a statement. A statement of truth. Of fact. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to fear. We all have our own ideas, our own path, our own lives. Yeah, we may have differences. But when did that stop anyone from doing or saying anything? We can all come together. We all have similarities. Let's all focus on those similarities. And if we're not able to comprehend or understand, we ask, hey, can you help me? Would you help me understand what you're saying, or what you're trying to teach me, or what you're trying to show me, to explain it, so that we or I can understand it a bit better, clearer. Even if it's put into my own words so that I can understand it. That way, we'll still have a communication. We'll still have that connection to come together. We don't need a middleman. We don't need someone in the middle. We don't need to ask permission, because life does not need to ask permission. No one needs to ask permission to do or say anything. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope what I shared connects with everyone, or even provokes any thoughts, saying, hey, what was that again? But then, I understand that. Yeah, don't just think. I encourage everyone to not just think about what I've been saying, but also ask others. Ask the person beside you. Ask whoever to try to think on it and better understand it. Because everything I say is not just at face value. It has deeper meaning. And it is up to everyone individually to interpret, to think about what I'm saying. I'm not able to think or say or do anything for you. You alone have your own choices to make. You alone have your own voice. You alone have your own body, in your own brain, in your own mind, in your own life. No one controls you but you. I'm Lucas. Good vibes always win. We can all come together and make change without asking for permission, because we don't need it. And we can all save nature resources without unnecessary factories and this and that, whatever it may be. We can all stay positive for not just this generation, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us and every generation to come. We can all still get together and be as one. I'll talk to you later, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Keep the good vibes, keep the positivity, and let it shine.